Hi there, I am Aaron, and this is the Cult of Cinema. And if I look kind of tired and sweaty, it's because I just finished doing the kitty litter. I was finished like the clean up, the mop up, and all that type of stuff. Started to put the pads that you put down under the litter boxes, and we didn't have any, so we had to rush it to Walmart, which is soon closing. Go pick it up. Hey, Javid, welcome, man. You're the first one here. And so I just got back from doing kitty litter duty and going to Walmart, which I don't like to do right now. But hey, Chris, welcome. Jay, William, Emily, George, this is a good one. And ready? Hey, Cinema Dave, man. This is exciting news. So, who here has heard the Vinegar Syndrome news? Hey, Death Bomb? Because it's pretty big. MGM, right, Javid? So, Vinegar Syndrome just announced last night that they have a big deal signed with MGM. It's insane. The stuff that they even announced some of the releases that are coming out, and they put out their April package and let us know what that is finally. William Malone's Creature. I hope so. That would be a great release. Hey, Adrian, welcome, man. But the stuff that they've announced, damn, man, it is good. Thank you, David. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it going. When we're all kind of I'm not yet stuck in the house, but I fear soon I will be. So meeting begins. Okay, let me get to the announcement stuff, and then we'll go right into it, because it is going to be a fun freaking time for Vinegar Syndrome. Now, they announced the final. Let's see, bats get announced. So what we know so far is there's been three that have been announced that are going to be coming down the road. They are. Let me just get to them now, because I sent them over to my dad too. So we got Blood Games coming, Killer Party, and Open House. Now, for people that don't know this, I'm a friggin' huge fan of Open House. Again, it stars Joseph Bottoms, who stars in the movie that what's it called? The one that I like over there, but where he goes blind date. So it's got him and Adrian Barbeau. It's a thriller type. It's got Scott Thomas Baker in it too. Also was another big soap opera actor. Open House, Killer Party's kind of. I mean, it's like a not really sort of a slasher film, but they're kind of is it undead or possession, something like that. Blood Games. I haven't seen Games in years. I remember really loving it. It's super cheesy and lots of fun. So that's going to be a big one there. Blood Games is either from the late 80s or early 90s. Killer Party is definitely from the mid 80s. And Open House, I think, is from the early 80s, if I remember correctly. Early to late 80s. But it has an early 80s feel to it. Iman Macabre, nice. Is that from the director of Hack-A-Lantern? Hey, Jerry, welcome, man. But what was announced today also was the package that they're doing. The April package is the Giallo box set, Dolly Dearest, and last but definitely not least, which I was unsure about first, is Pale Blood. Hey there. Now, Pale Blood, I was like, that's that vampire flick, isn't it, from the 90s? Andy Sedaris box. That'll be awesome if there was. But Mill Creek has a lot of Andy Sedaris stuff. Pale Blood has Wings freaking Hauser in it. And I was unsure. I was watching a bit of the trailer of it, and I was trying to find a trailer for one. Then I found this guy's review on it. And I was like, and he was focusing on this guy that kind of looks like Neil Breen. I think George Chakiris maybe. But Wings Hauser, Wings frigging Hauser. So I was like, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure this is a good launch title for their MGM releases. And I got to Wings Hauser showing up in the movie, and I'm like, and at that time, at almost exactly that time, my mom said, because I was talking to my mom, she sometimes watches these videos, so hey mom, she said to me like, what do you want for your birthday for sure? Because she may not get up to get the PSP. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want the PSP, I don't think right now. I think I'm just going to take money from her birthday because there's something I want to get. So I said, it doesn't come out till April, but the pre-order's right now. So she sent me my money, and I got the April bundle. I could not get that Jello set. And with Dolly Dearest there and a Wings Hauser movie to boot, that was incredible. And second, we're going to talk about the MGM stuff. I just had to say, who else picked up the April bundle? Who's pre-ordering that? I know everybody's excited about the March 27th stuff. But I'm probably going to wait on getting that till it actually comes out. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go over the stuff that Vinegar Syndrome did. They said they're going to be thinking outside the box with this stuff. You're a full Vinegar Syndrome subscriber. I'm jealous of you, Death Bomb. I'm super jealous of you. But they said only a handful of MGM pickups are slashers or proto slashers. So we know there's Blood Games Open House, and I just said it, Killer Party. Those fit 3 of the proto slasher types, right? They said we actually thought outside the box in terms of what we license. So we probably end up with titles that other companies might not even consider MGM would own. A few we really had to fight for. So let that sink in for a minute. Titles that a lot of companies didn't even consider that MGM might own, and a few that they really had to fight to get. And just think of the options that you can get with that one. I think Killer Party did have a DVD release, 13th, but I think it was only like a burn-on one from Warner Archives. So I was really surprised that one came out from MGM. Just ordered the Angel box set and ready, dude. I think you'll enjoy it. I really love that set. William Fruit's right. Funeral Home. That's not on Blu-ray or DVD either, is it? Or what's coming out in March? Pandemonium is outside the box. Which one's Pandemonium? Is it the one I'm thinking of? That's not the common one, is it? Emily, we think alike. Yeah. Horse Spoof. The one with Tom Smothers, right? With Tommy Smothers? Because the Smothers Brothers. I used to watch the Smothers Brothers comedy show. They did, like, in the 80s, they brought it back on again. They did like a revival edition of it. Didn't last for a long time. He plays like a... I'm not sure. It's better than Wacko. But I'm not sure by how much I would consider it better than Wacko. But I definitely see it being something that would be put out by Vinegar Syndrome. Alfred Soul. Oh, the director of Alice Sweet Alice. You know, I didn't know he directed that. I was unaware. So you have schooled me on something today, Jay. And you were very helpful, by the way, helping me get this together by texting me and letting me know all the stuff. No, they're the April titles. The March titles are, and I'll bring them up here for you now in a second. The March, like just regular titles, I won't go into the adult titles, are Deadline, which is a really good exploitation one, which I do want owned down the road. Melabimba, also a really cool movie. I already got it, but I want the Vinegar Syndrome edition of it. And Olivia, which I know is a movie called Prozzy. It's a film directed by the Uwe Boll of his day, actually. But with Suzanne Love starring in it. I can't remember the director's name right now. It's I should, but because he directed Uli Lamo, he directed Boogeyman, the old Boogeyman, not the newer one. The old Boogeyman is actually much better and much more batshit crazy than the new one. Yeah, and the covers, they were in Speed Zone. Actually, I don't have Speed Zone. I'm not sure if that's got a good release or not. I remember like an old DVD release, but I don't think it ever got a really good release. But just look at this here, like if you can see it. The slipcover for Pale Blood and Dolly Dearest are the bomb. Like, I know it's gonna make me sound old saying that, but they really are good. Forgotten Jelly, the box set looks amazing. I like the way that the colors bleed over into one another. It has kind of like you get the Italian covers there, and it got that kind of like. Do they have? I don't think they've got. Do they even have the features listed? Oh, they do have the features listed. I don't think they had them listed when I was there. Which one am I looking forward to the most? The Gialli box set is like definitely, it's the box set, and it's Giallo, and I love Giallo. No, I don't think they'll touch Clown House with a 10-foot pole. I don't blame them, Emily, really. I'll be honest with you. I saw Clown House back in the day before I knew, and because it was on MGM, they released it like a long time ago. It's not a very good movie, to be bluntly honest with you. It's like aside from the stuff surrounding it, it's actually not like it's okay shot and stuff like that for like a first time director, but not that well done of a film. If you're expecting like really creepy clowns, and I have a clown, I don't like clowns, they scare the crap out of me sometimes, but that one didn't work for me. You'd be better off watching the Canadian film Clown Murders, which I would like to see get a good Blu-ray release, by the way. So we got 3 movies on the box set. We got Trauma, not the Argento one. Hey, 4K. You're getting oh yes, you're getting a commentary with Troy Haworth. I love Troy Haworth's commentaries. A Killer is One of 13. We're getting a commentary with Kat Ellinger. Again, I love Kat Ellinger on commentaries, so anything Kat Ellinger does, I do try to get. And on the third one, there's a commentary with Rachel Nesbitt. Oh, perfect. So this is a dream commentary, like 3-pack for me. I respect and love the hell out of 3 of these people. And you get a historical audio essay on the with Rachel Nesbitt on the Police Are Blundering in the Dark. Let's see if they have features here for Dolly Dearest and Pale Blood. Willie Lamo. You gotta love Willie Lamo, right? I would love to see Boogeyman 2. That one hasn't been out on Blu-ray. So there is Playing with Dolls, an interview with lead actress Denise Crosby, Dressing the Part, an interview with actor Ed Gale. And for Pale Blood, what do we get for Pale Blood? I can't imagine there being a lot of features on that one. I'd love to have a Wing Chazzer interview. Ah, damn, dude. Oh, Darcy DeMoss is in this? Okay, so Understanding Immortality, an interview with the director Vivi Dashin Hasu. I guess that's his name. I always my name's pronounced. Acting with Eggs, an interview with actress Darcy DeMoss. So that'd be interesting. I like Darcy DeMoss. They're all horror. And man, the cover, I got to say, I'm completely in love with the slipcover for Pale Blood. It's bloody brilliant. Dad joke. All right. Now we know that that they've got MGM releases, and they said they've got movies that MGM had that a lot of people didn't realize that they had. MGM owns Empire Library from Charles Band. I did not know that. But Empire's library is actually pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm glad they're thinking outside the box, Javed. I'm all down for whatever horror they put out, like, hands down. You did research, 4K, I'm glad you're here then. Come on, hit us with some knowledge, man. Because between coming home and talking to my mom and like my dad and pre-ordering the package. Did you pre-order the April package? April package is awesome. Um, I had to. I have little. I've had little time to do like a lot of research on this, and this is where I come to my cult of cinema here, with the knowledge. Comedy and action. I like action a lot. We sat down and we watched a Vinegar Syndrome movie, actually, the weekend, and we watched Savage Harbor, which I love. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible movie, but I love it. What's really comical is I'm watching Savage Harbor, and at the beginning of the film, there's this movie came out like which I would love to see get a good Blu-ray release. There's actually two of them. They were like kind of skit comedies done back in the '70s, kind of like Dirty Joe comedies, basically. Called "Can I Do It? Ton Need Glasses?" and "If You Don't Stop It, You Go Blind." They haven't had a really good release, I don't think ever, and they're perfect. They're like right for Vinegar Syndrome. Like if Vinegar Syndrome get their hands on those, they'd be awesome. But the actor, one of the stars, hey Dungeon Studio, one of the stars of that film actually plays the crazy henchman in that film in Savage Harbor. He's like a big burly guy. If you've ever seen Savage Harbor, you know him right away. Crown International, man, there's a lot of stuff they could pick from. Like they've dipped into Crown territory before with some of their stuff. Just look at like a lot of the like we've seen them do a lot of Crown stuff. Half my stuff over there is probably Crown International. But with MGM's ability, see, I didn't even know MGM had Killer Party, but now I know that they do. Blood Games was another one I didn't know MGM, but MGM licensed them apparently through another, like, because MGM did licensing too, like movies they picked up the license for. So is Open House of a certainty? Because if Open House, I know Jason, you're guessing on Open House and that, but is that Open House a certainty for sure? Do we know that one yet, or is that just a like that speculation for that one? Because Open House is one of my favorite like films in that era. It's just you hear the washer in the background. Oh, they did a huge licensing deal with MGM Dungeon. Uh, Pale Blood is the first one coming out on through this licensing deal. Um, they've thought outside the box. They've picked out some slashers and proto slashers, but they didn't focus on those. They actually got some different MGM stuff, and apparently some stuff that people don't realize that MGM had, that got passed over by their companies. That people didn't realize it, and some stuff that they really had to fight for apparently. Yeah, I'm waiting now. I'll wait till somebody else gets the. Eventually, they'll lose the rights to Blue Monkey, and somebody else will put it out, and then I'll get it, or I'll go to like a Warlock. One of these days, I'll be up in like in Ontario or something like that, and I'll go in and I'll pick it up there, and it'll show up like on those stores. I'll call you, man. We'll go together. Sci-fi action, or there's so much stuff that they can do. Uh, And as much as I love getting all the slashers, like the slasher stuff that they do, I'm glad that they're doing a lot of different stuff. Tony's being liberal, thankfully. Yeah, it is amazing. Um, Ironically, um, when I initially heard like that there was an announcement coming today, I'd planned to make like a video, and what I want to do is I'll eventually do a series of these calls this basically state of collecting videos, and I'm going to blah blah blah. I'm going to go company by company, and I'm going to go state of collecting Vinegar Syndrome, state of collecting Code Red, state of collecting Scream Factory, that type of stuff, and I'll be spacing those out throughout the year, uh, doing them around times when there's big announcements, big releases being put out. That way we can focus on a company and we can actually look into how they've done in the past, how they're doing now, and kind of projecting to what they're going to do in the future. So hopefully you guys will like that, because that's something I myself have been trying to think outside the box for these videos to make sure that they stay interesting. But I'm going to leave the floor open to you guys right now. And I want to know some movies that you think could possibly come from this acquisition, this deal. And 4K is dropping a lot of knowledge on us, which is really cool. What is the McPherson one again? Do I like certain studios? Studios blend to me. So I guess I do. I like Warner Archive stuff, although they don't sell it here in Canada. Uh, Hold on a sec. My washer stopped, like it was going nuts, and then just stopped. And I'm kind of like, did it stop normally, or do I have to dive my hands into icy cold water? UFO abduction. I don't think I know that one. Hold on, I'll be right back. It's laundry night. Hence the same shirt. We'll finish and put the MGM logo on the spine. I'm not sure to put them on the spine. That's an interesting question there, Ragman. But maybe they do it on the back, like you see a lot of companies do. What did I miss out on you guys were talking about? Talking about maybe on my back. We'll stay within their wheelhouse. I think they're expanding the wheelhouse. That's the thing. The wheelhouse is getting bigger. But I think it's going to stick with the same, like in the same style movies that we like. At least I hope so. I want the Ilsa film so bad. Laundry, Ragman. I'm doing laundry. Well, Twins get a 4K Blu-ray release. You mean like the Arnold Schwarzenegger film? Maybe eventually. Not a. It's a funny movie. I, I honestly don't normally buy a lot of like the mainstream stuff. I'm weird. I mean, I do eventually, but I was talking to my dad tonight, right? And I mentioned like some of the stuff to him, and he's like, he said I'm not really interested in like the Dolly Dearest or the Pale Blood or the Giallo sad. He didn't like those Giallos apparently. Um, I'm like, but I was like, this is kind of my thing. I said I've made peace with the fact that these are the movies that I love. These are the ones that I watch over and over again. Some people like watch Twins or and one of the one of like the mainstream action movies. I don't know, True Lies, something like that. And I'm watching it like Wings Hauser and like Don Swayze films and stuff like that because I just utterly love that stuff. Becoming the Vinegar Syndrome guy on here was not just was not a gimmick for me. It was a way of life. Exactly. Vinegar Syndrome is one position to pick up lots of titles from these companies that folded and sold to MGM. 4K man. What do you think? Do you have anything right now that stands out like that you think? Oh yeah, Disney's definitely a big studio now. Uh, but if I had to bet on like on back in the day what the big studio was, I don't know. MGM used to do James Bond. That was pretty big. But back, I don't know, Warner was big. Like definitely Warner probably had a lot of stuff then. Universal is definitely big. Universal, especially when you think the early Universal stuff. Universal Monster series is incredible, and I love the Universal horrors. Enemy Territory, ooh, that I would get. That I would definitely get. I'm trying. Do you think any of them are going to end up like being in a on their VSA label? Because the way I think, like there could be some action ones that could end up on their VSA label. Enemy Territory. Get some Ray Parker Jr. like action going. Uh, I keep trying to open up the thing. Well, we don't really know what era of MGM they're doing. They could do some older stuff, because let's not forget they did do some older films. Hey, Brian, did you hear Vinegar Syndrome and MGM? You watching Schizo? I love Schizo. Let me know what you think of it, by the way. Looking for man, there's looking for Mr. Goodbar is one that I loved back then. It creeped the hell out of me. As an epileptic, the ending's not great for me. Strobe lights, remember? But oh, Kobe, man, Vinegar Syndrome. I hope to God Vice Academy 4 to 6, because 1 to 3 are there. Don't tease me like that, Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome has done a deal with MGM. This is how Scream Factory got their start. Was with a deal with MGM. This is how now Vinegar Syndrome has done their deal, and nobody saw this coming. I think we're all like hoping there's like, maybe they're doing like a small deal or something, but no, apparently this is a big deal. Yeah, Canon Films, which MGM. There are so many like possibilities that Vinegar Syndrome could do. Oh my God, Vinegar Syndrome could put a Runaway Train in North America. Do you realize that? Vinegar Syndrome could actually put a North American release of Runaway Train. By the way, good movie. He Knows You're Alone. Yeah. Oh man, I would love that. They could officially say they got a Tom Hanks movie. Huh? That'll work. Oh, Teenage Werewolf. Is that MGM? That's one 30 Wolfman I know that you like. But my dad is actually a huge fan of Oz Teenage Werewolf. And How to Make a Monster was, I think, and Oz Teenage Frankenstein. There's 3 of them, right? There's Oz Teenage Werewolf with Michael Landon, Oz the Teenage Frankenstein, and I think How to Make a Monster was the 3rd one. But Oz Teenage Werewolf was one that, for some reason, rights issues or something like that, we've never seen since back in the VHS days. Did you see the April announcement, Kobe? We got Jello box set. We got Dolly Dearest. And Pale Blood with Wings Hauser. Chuck Norris. Could Chuck Norris be contained into a box set? If it's not his first film, it's definitely one of his early ones. Now, Turner Hooch is not something I want. It's something that, yes, needs to be on Blu-ray, but not something that I think Vinegar Syndrome will ever do. Empire and American International films for a start. Well, Pale Blood is definitely not the one I thought they were going to grab. Oh, Death Weekend, yes. Yes, 110% yes. Oh, no, Pale Blood with Wings Hauser. Wings Hauser from Vice Squad, and oh God, so many good movies. And people, I would love Cynthia Rothrock box set. Lady Dragon movies. There's the one she did. Not that she did. She's the one of them, like Tiger Claws with that guy, the big scary looking dude. There's like 3 Tiger Claws films. Was she in all those? And I know that what's his name, Richard. God, what's his name? Richard, whatever his last name is. No, that Vinegar Syndrome wasn't bought. Vinegar Syndrome made a deal with them, with MGM. Vinegar Syndrome are starting to get Richard Norton. Thanks, AME. I knew you'd have my back on that one. Um, and as like many people know, this is how a lot of the bigger companies, like just when they were starting out, were working. Scream Factory went in like big licensing deal with Kubrick. Um, Cynthia Dale's Heavenly Body. Oh yes. Jay, do you know how many times I watched that film? I'm Canadian. Do you know how many times Heavenly Bodies was like shown on my television? It's embarrassing the amount of times I've seen Heavenly Bodies. And yes, 110%. I would buy that in a second. The Severin has did a deal recently too, with a different company, which I talked about on here before, but I can't remember the name right now. Um, so the companies, these were the smaller companies, Vinegar Syndrome and Severin. Remember the companies that were kind of like when Scream Factory was like announcing their gigantic releases and all this stuff, and Arrow was trumpeting like their big release of the week or the month. They were like, "Hey, we're here. Like we're us little guys. We're down here doing our thing. You know, might want to like look at us too." And we've gotten to a point that Vinegar Syndrome and Severin are pulling off these huge, like, deals, to the point where Severin is putting out Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's film Overboard. That still baffles me. And Vinegar Syndrome is now working with a more of a mainstream type of, as far as it can go. Could they put out Poltergeist? Well, that is, uh, I guess they legit could. Poltergeist 2 and 3 were put out by Scream Factory, right? But not Poltergeist 1. Do I have that right? I don't. If it hasn't been put out, Hello Mary Lou Promenade 2. I think that's a possibility. So yeah, so they could definitely do it. Can you imagine that Scream Factory having Poltergeist 2 and 3, and you have to get Poltergeist from Vinegar Syndrome? Because that, because they said there were movies there that they had to fight for. So there's going to be a lot of like crazy stuff like Pale Blood and like kind of cool, cheesy, fun like action movies and horror and kind of science fiction and comedy stuff like that. But I think we're going to get a couple bigger releases that we mightn't associate necessarily with Vinegar Syndrome normally. Yeah, it doesn't have the best release on Blu-ray, but on the 4K. But like yeah, with features and stuff like that's what I would like to see. Vinegar Syndrome does go to features, but they don't all go overabundance with their features. I think Vinegar Syndrome, where they kill it in features, is commentaries. They tend to pick really good people for commentaries. Like I just mentioned the Giallo box set. Every single one of those Giallo movies that are coming out has Rachel Nesbitt, Kat Ellinger, Troy Haworth. Like it's the trifecta of like really good commentary commentators for that style of film. It's like these are the names you want to hear when it comes to Giallos. That'll print name M titles. I hope they don't go that way, not right away. I want to see them go like initially with stuff that Shout has never put out. To do something a little bit different. I think you're right with your first summation in thinking that they'll do stuff that's outside the box that are a little more kind of in the wheelhouse style that they want to do. That being said, I could see something like a Poltergeist or something like that end up in an October package. The early 70s to the early 90s. So we can get some good action ones in there as well. There's a bunch of action films that I would love to see released. They try to stick within that range, like from the 60s to the 90s. Hey Shadow, I ordered it, man. I pre-ordered the April set, but I had to. So far, me and Emily have ordered it. Has anybody else ordered the April bundle yet? because I got to say this right now. How can you miss out on that Giallo set? It's just too incredible. Hey Neil, welcome back, man. Gleaming the Cube, oh, and Rad. Rad, I can almost see Neil going to Severin, because Severin's got that kids label, right? And Severin Kids, that really that screams. Even Gleam the Cube, I like Gleam the Cube actually. Skateboarding film. But yeah, all my birthday presents are coming in April. Not even joking. The Al Adamson set and the Vinegar Syndrome April package. I went for both of those, and those are both like mid-April releases. It's gonna be late April before I get my birthday presents. But I'll be doing an unboxing on here. Oh, I know you'd order Body Slam 4K, and so would I actually. Everybody's heard that WrestleMania's canceled, right? And it's just gonna be on their channel. Do you recommend a must-have title from Vinegar Syndrome? Oh, there's definitely a few must-haves. Depends on what you're into, Cinema Dave. Like I can give you must-have adult title, I can give you must-have like horror title. Some of them must-have action titles. Ah, 13th Wolfman just showed me that he just put up the a video for the Mill Creek Entertainment March Madness releases. So don't forget to check that out, guys. And I think I haven't watched it, but isn't the I gotta check it. Well, I'm on here with you guys. Where's my podcast thing at? I'm still hoping to. Oh yeah, so the Something Weird video episode of Pure Cinema dropped tonight with Elric and Brian and Dan Budnick doing a tribute to Something Weird video label. So that is gonna be worth listening to, guys. So as you're going to sleep tonight, like put it on, or early tomorrow when you're going to work, you're working out if the Collets are here, which I haven't heard from them in a while. Which is a shame. There's a few people that normally come on my channel that I haven't heard from in a bit, actually. Horror action for Vinegar Syndrome. Oh, good. There's nothing. Oh, come on. Hold on. Let's do it. Let's go there. So what would I recommend for Vinegar Syndrome? If you like thrillers, Sudden Fury. It's a Canucksploitation one. Actually, a really good thriller. Horror ones though, like 110%, that I would definitely recommend. Where's it at? Where's that? Incubus, right here. I'll always recommend Incubus. 100. Loved Incubus. Spookies, Cinema Dave. If you like documentaries too. This one it's a weird film, Spookies, but it's got 2 amazing documentaries on there. As for action films, if you like women's prisons type films, Sweet Sugar is a really good one. There's Nothing Out There, something that everybody needs to have in their collection. And I like these. These are really cheesy, but Savage Harbor, it's not really an action film. It plays itself off like it's going to be an action film, but this right here, the Angel Collection, that's that. Everybody should have that in their collection. So hopefully that's a primer starter for you. Some releases that thing. I'm sorry that was darker over there. I got to get a light over there, so we can you can actually see the titles. You ordered the April package. Yes, fist bump. Penitentiary. Thank you, Warlock. Penitentiary and Penitentiary 2. Warlock's right. Both of those releases are fantastic releases, especially Penitentiary 2. I would go with the Angel Collection, and then I would go with the Penitentiary ones if you like the action and exploitation type stuff. Pets is insane, but I like Pets. And same with The Woman's Torment. It has an adult version and as an R-rated cut on the film. I find them both good. I haven't watched Wonder Woman yet. Is that a good one, Neil? I got it. Like I bought it like just when it came out at a Bay Street Video actually. Dark Side April package, isn't it awesome? I wouldn't mind seeing more. Isn't somebody? I think it's Severin that's putting out the Andy Milligan stuff, right? Or the Apocalypse, the Lucha Fulci, I mean. Duel has never gotten a great release. Oh, definitely. Yeah, Jay. When they announce that on the 27th, you know we're going to be talking about that here. So you can pretty much mark the 27th on your calendar, unless something really goes wrong. That as a night we will be talking Vincent, and we're going to be talking about that announcement. I have a feeling, and I have no idea what it is, but whatever it is, I got a feeling it's going to be big. Demon Wind. I like Demon Wind. Demon Wind is like insanely. It's a bad film, but it's a good bad film. Because how can you not love a movie with a kung fu magician? It's just, it's impossible not to love a movie with a kung fu magician. Just Young Warriors. There's Here's the thing. I'll make You don't want me to come to your area, Brian, because then I'll make you watch with me, and I will get you to like the film. I will do like my super. I will be charming and make you watch the film. I'll give you a live commentary. What company has Duel, by the way? That's not MGM, I don't think, right? Unless they got it through licensing, for the company they acquired. But if they did, that would be a great release. Put next to the hearse, which I don't have yet. I still got to buy the hearse, by the way, which I'll look at during the next sale, because I'm fairly sure that's going to be pretty inexpensive by now. When the sales come on right now, I'm trying to catch up usually with their slipcover releases. Orion, like the company Orion. Oh shoot! I'm trying not to swear there. Do I have Christine? I got the 4K Christine. I love Christine. We do film like war games. I'd like to see war games, but it's a little bit. I do think it's a little bit out of their wheelhouse. To be honest with you. So, Orion's been owned by Metro Goldwyn Mayer since 2013. Oh, let's see what we got here. I'm looking up Orion, by the way. Breakdown. Yes, Breakdown would be. That sounds like something they would do. I'm not sure if it's too new, but it's the 90s, right? Breakdown's in the 90s, not in the 2000s. It'll be awesome to see them do Time After Time, which is a favorite film of mine. Did I get a Blu-ray release? I probably did actually already. We're not. Yeah, I think we can all agree. I think everybody here is going to agree on Breakdown. I remember, oh God, where was I? I was at a friend's anyway, and we rented some movies, like some on VHS, and one of those movies was Breakdown. Did Runaway ever get a North American release? I don't know actually. I don't think so. Breakdown's Kurt Russell, yeah. And God, there's a guy in like he's a character actor. He plays the bad guy. He's really good. Hudson Hawk and Mill Creek Love. This guy Mill Creek Love. That's enough for Hudson Hawk. It's an okay film. But it's not. Orion had a lot of pictures. He had some classic stuff, which I know they're not going to go for. But it's not going to look like they're going to put out. Because I'm pretty sure Orion did like the Town Dread Sundown remake when that came out. When they came back, when Orion came back, I think they were amongst that. The Orion stuff like Excalibur came out from Orion. That don't laugh. I would buy Excalibur. Well, Icon Piece has got a release. It's just called Dark Angel from Scream Factory Amy. And actually, the features on it are pretty good. Dennis Quaid. Though I love the Dennis Quaid, like the way that they fixed it for you on autocorrect. It almost makes me want there to be an actor named Dennis Quaid because that's such a cool name. Uh, I don't know if I rebuy I Come in Peace. It's a good movie, and I like the Scream Factory release it got, but I don't know if I need a tricked out version of Come in Peace. It's one of the last, if not the last, like major action film that used practical effects before they went into digital. When they're running from the explosions and I Come in Peace, they're running from the explosions and I Come in Peace. Uh, yeah, and some danger beyond the scenes in that one. One that I want, and I haven't been able to find it around here, and it came out on Screen Factory. I know it did, but for some reason I can't get around here lately. And I don't know if I even saw it online. Let me just at Amazon. I want to see if it's here. Make a see it before it tries to make a liar out of me. Oh, it is here. Wow. Okay. There's a movie that was put out by Scream Factory, which I want to get one of these days, called The Joshua Tree, Army One. It's a Dolph Lundgren film, and it's been one that I've wanted for a long time. It actually stars the girl from Days of Our Lives, I think. The Hand will be amazing. I would love to see The Hand. I remember seeing The Hand. I remember like the big. Do you remember those big? I'm sure you do. The big like oversized like Warner boxes with the big plastic ones, and they'd stand out on the shelf. The Hand was one of those boxes. Look at your last comment. Team C is the one with Julie Christie and the computer robot that runs the house. Yep, I've actually got that over there. No, actually, Hope from Days of Our Lives. I think her name, Christina Alfonso. That's her name. Deidre Hall did like a what did she do? I know she did like some movies. I remember she was like in that Electro Woman and Dinah Girl. She was in that like series back in the day, the original one. Doctor Giggles. Aren't those Warner? Electro Woman, Dinah Girl. See, Troy remembers it. Somehow I knew you would. Oh, now I gotta look up the theme song afterwards. I don't remember it. The last picture does have blue release, doesn't it? But in the UK, right? No, Jared's right. You're right the first time. Deborah Winger was Deborah Winger Dino Girl? I remember Deborah Winger was in Wonder Woman. She was like Wonder Girl, and they had her like in for like what's like 2 episodes, 1 or 2 episodes, and then when they did the next season, they did like they went to another company, another station, and it went from like World War II to modern day, like 1970s era, and all of a sudden like Wonder Girl was gone, which was a shame because Deborah Winger was really good in as Wonder Girl. BBS set. I still need to get the BBS set, Troy. That it's the one that I'm always going to get, but I never pick up. New World Pictures. New World Pictures have been good too, man. Fox. See, Disney should look at the stuff that they're not going to do stuff with. That that they're gonna that like. There's stuff that just falls outside the Disney radar, and that they think maybe on like some may work on Hulu, but they may not put it like physical releases of, and like license those releases out. Disney can make some extra money that way. Exactly, New World is not something you're going to see coming out anytime on Disney, and even on Hulu. Like, what they're going to put out like some of their films. Yeah, see, Disney's getting big to their streaming stuff, so they need to license out some of their physical releases, like a lot of the big companies are doing. Look at how many. I think Disney can do it though. Look at as now. Remember this: as much as Disney is like massively overstretched, can you imagine Netflix right now? Haven't made money in years, but still, one of these days, when all this stuff comes together, Netflix is finally going to turn a profit. The Dentist scared the hell out of me, William. Corbin Burnson was amazing in both The Dentist and The Dentist 2. One of my big fears, though, when I was a kid, my dentist was the sister to this like a famous like Newfoundland actor, and he's passed on now. Unfortunately, he died of AIDS back in the '80s. But she was like this really super cool, like down. She was like super hot, and she always wore like black leather and the perfect dentist. Not like the dentist like you'd see in record pictures. Right, sorry, in Little Shop of Horrors. That's what I'm gonna say. Who was the actor? Tommy Sexton. He was a comedic actor who was actually good with music as well. And he was on Wonderful Grand. There's a show called Wonderful Grand Band, and he did another show too, called Codco. Remember Tommy Sexton? His sister was my dentist. Really nice lady, actually. Still got her on my Facebook. I had such a crush on her. Hey, Joseph, welcome, man. New World does need to be rescued. We'll set up one of these things, like 4K. Me and you and a bunch of guys here can go, and we'll get in like black turtlenecks and go out there and rescue New World pictures. The Christians has taken precautions with what's happening and will do their best to keep afloat. In which way? Do they mean that in the way of like their physical releases or in the way of their streaming service? Because I know their streaming service. This is their second attempt at a streaming service. I really do like the streaming service that they have right now. I just can't afford. I wish I could afford the Criterion channel. The night comes for us. Ooh, yeah. A boy and his dog. Actually, it's pretty much that simple. Javed. It's called A Boy and His Dog. It's an early Don Johnson film. Um, Next documentary. Is that the video you want me to see me do next? The documentary list. That was actually what I thought about doing today, but then these announcements dropped, and obviously, it had to go. Like my literal Twitter tag is Mr. Vincent, so I had to go with this. Unless you're like me and you've already got all the movies here. But this is a good time for streaming channels, especially smaller streaming channels, to catch up and to get a foothold in. Like Fangoria, for instance, is doing like a 2 or 3 month free subscription to their online digital magazine with the with the quarantine thing going on. Full Moon is cashing in and making a Corona zombie movie because Full Moon kind of sucks. No, not a streaming channel. They got a digital version of their magazine, Brian, that they do. And I think with it, you actually watch the first 14. You can actually read the first 14 issues of Fangoria. I'm actually really thinking about getting that. It's a time to be like, we know that a lot of people are stuck inside, that they got to work from home, or they can't get to work. You're isolated. So what we're going to do is we're gonna come here. You're gonna get a month free of our streaming service. We're the company that cares. Put the spin on it, whatever, and go with that, and like get them noticed out there. I would be the opposite. See, I'm not watching a zombie and virus. I'm not a big virus movie fan. You know that? Zombies, I can dig. Like, but it's got to be the right zombie film. Train to Busan, stuff like that. Wreck, that type of stuff. But a lot of virus movies, like crazy. I can do crazies, but do you think they would? It depends on what the how they evaluate it. If I'm watching Outbreak, I'm so not. I'm too paranoid to watch that stuff, man. Because I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go. I watched Outbreak. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Everything is fine. Everything is just fine. And then I'm not gonna sleep, or I'm gonna have one of those nightmares like I had the other night. I'm having the weird streams lately, guys. Restoration is the thing, man. I love chopping mall. I almost bought chopping mall. Oh, I got the movie. I almost bought the rights to it at one point. I can see that actually. I find lately I find that a lot of the like after I have like had a bad dream type thing, like a lot of these like really cheesy movies. I'm loving lately. Savage Harbor, sat down and watched. Shocking Dark, Bruno Mattei film. Uh, I can pretty much pick anything from my Vinegar Syndrome or Severin library, and I'm super good. Mosquito Coast with Harrison Ford, right? Yeah. You watched Andromeda Strain right before this Corona stuff happened. Is this your fault, Dungeon Studio? Is that it? Are you telling us that some secret way you've kind of like set this all up? Princeton helping out. Oh man, I think acquisitions. If I could work for a company, if I could like do acquisitions for a company, that's like a dream job for me. Because I would pick the oddest films to put out there, and I would be all over the special features. I would be all over the special features. Just saying right now. So if any of those companies out there, any of those like Vinegar Syndromes or Severance needs a decent acquisition guy with knowledge in really crazy stuff, then hello. Hey there. True Romance, Reservoir Dogs, fantastic films. Chopping Mall is a fun film. It was originally supposed to be called Killbots. Chopping Mall actually makes no sense as a title, but it's a really fun film. And Kelly Maroney, Barbara Crampton, what a great cast. I've recently watched some riff tracks on Amazon Prime. Best streaming service going, by the way, Amazon Prime. Uh, People like bypass it, but they got stuff that you see on Vinegar Syndrome. They have like TV shows that you actually want to watch, and actually some cool Amazon originals as well. So out of Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon by far and large for me, it's the winner. I go to Amazon first all the time. Watch Treadstone, by the way. You saw them doing the room? That would be awesome. Did you know Kyotozer? I got to speak about Kyotozer for a second. My cousin had seen the movie Kyotozer. Oh, Jared, there's lots of stuff to look into, man. I can actually give you recommendations too on that, like down the road, because there's some good stuff. Um, my cousin had actually thought that he dreamt Kyotozer, that it wasn't actually a real film. And I had like this encyclopedia science fiction movies, like hardcover, and all these pictures and stuff. And we're like looking through it one day, and he's just like thumbing through it. He's a huge science fiction fan, and he comes across Kyotozer, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's real! I thought I dreamed this movie. I didn't think the movie actually existed anywhere, but Kyotozer is actually a real film." And I'm like, "Yes, Kyotozer is a real film." So yeah, he would kill for that movie, and I would buy that if that came out on Blu-ray. I would buy it for him in a second, because I know that's That is Raj, my cousin Raj. That's that's the thing for him. It was a Marvel. It was a Marvel comic actually, but the movie it was a TV film. I think it was a TV film, right? Things is on Prime. Is Wicked World on Prime? The the other one he did. Well, one of the other ones he did. That AGFA put out, I think, recently. I got to get that one too, because we watched like Things a dozen times. It's a horrible film. There's so much good stuff on Prime actually. There's like a bunch of riff tracks lives on Prime, and there's a really good one with MST through K with the reunion just before the new TV show came out. Skills those a few times, make sure I wasn't hallucinating. That's what my cousin was like. He's like, this can't be a real film. This cannot be a real film. Oh, dude, William, there's a ton of stuff on Prime. The other day, I was like, oh, man, and it's just like random stuff. I was like, I want to watch those Psych. I want to like I was watching what was it, Breakfast Club or something like that, and Ali Sheedy's in it, right? So I'm like, Ali Sheedy, she played a killer, like well, kind of a killer, on the series Psych once, like, and so I went on Netflix. See, does Netflix have Psych? It wasn't there. Then I'm looking through I said, well, maybe how much are they to buy? And then it just says randomly. I said, okay, I'll just go on Amazon Prime and see if it's there. It's probably not going to be there. All the seasons are there. So I just queue through and I watch the Yin Yang episodes of like Peter Weller's in those, by the way. But Amazon Prime has the greatest kind of cool. They even have those kind of weird, like kind of sexploitation-y type films. The good ones actually. What do I think of Sharknado? They're fun, but it's a movie series that was meant to be that was marketed and promoted to be a cult series. So it's not like there's actual cult films that organically become cult films. But but then with stuff like that, it'll be but it will it's fun, but it's not organically cult. Well, that's because the different sources that they get them from, Neil. But you can find like some good quality, definitely some good quality copies, and sometimes the one thing that I do like about Amazon Prime is maybe you won't find the best quality copy of every film, but it'll be good. It'll definitely be good enough as to watch, and this is where it comes in for me. It's definitely whets my appetite to want to see more, and sometimes want to see the really cool cut version of that film. And then I'm looking at Severin, I'm looking at Vinegar Syndrome, and I'm like, yeah, I just watched you on Amazon Prime. I got to own you. Well, that's the thing. Well, that's not Amazon's thing. They're just giving you the option to buy for to get from others. Like Amazon doesn't own Stars or doesn't own Nickelodeon or Acorn or any of those. They just have the option there for you to if you want to subscribe to those other ones that kind of run through. Same as Apple does, right? Apple has their Apple TV with their Apple shows and stuff like that. But you can get other subscription services on Apple as well. Are they going to shut down subways? I can see that being yeah. It's going to be. This has been massive, and this is why, guys, I'm right here. Even when I know I got to work tomorrow to talk to you guys. Oh, Deep Deep Horror Rabbit. There's so much stuff, and one of the cool thing about Prime is you watch something, then you watch something else. Documentaries are great. The Image Revolution, if you like comic book documentaries, Image Revolution on Prime, excellent. If you want to see a documentary about the making of the 1994 Fantastic Four film, Prime's got you covered. So much good stuff. Shudder's fantastic when it comes to a lot of the horror stuff. Shudder's a smaller service. It's around $5 here in Canada, and they're good for their exclusives and their shows. but it is still a much smaller service. But you pay for a curated service with Shutter, and Shutter is really good. It's definitely worth the price of admission. Well, I can't because I better have a kill me because need the money right now, and and two, well actually, if you're if you're slick, what you do is you wait till like Prime has their Prime Day sales and stuff like that, and you get like Prime, Amazon Prime for like really cheap. Which is what I did. I do it every year. Have you or anyone seen these Hustler spoof? I haven't seen any of the Hustler spoof movies. Not that I wouldn't. I just haven't had any like access to them. And with Prime, unlike I guess like Criterion has good movies, but with Prime, you also get Prime Music, and you get like the free delivery service as well, and of course Twitch too. You can have a Twitch channel through Prime, a free Twitch channel. I've been thinking about doing that as well. I just have too much on my plate. I can't do too many things. I'm trying to, trying to work and get things straight away for from Morocco eventually when borders and stuff that open again, and and visit my family, and do this channel, and do like and eventually do a podcast. Podcast is my next thing that I really want to focus on. That to kind of like I want to have like a sister audio channel to hear 60-second movies. I think I've seen some of those. When's the next After Dark episode going to be? Thanks for asking, actually, because I wondered if people were liking the After Dark one because I never got a lot of feedback on it after it was done. I did a bit of research and I was starting to do research on a few films. Then I went look back and I want to see like, okay, does anybody like the After Dark stuff? Um, and I even thought about, well, maybe I'll just make the After Dark stuff for my Patreon because maybe my regular viewers don't like it. But if you guys are into it, I'll definitely check it out again. I'll definitely go back. I did an After Dark pilot episode, which I really enjoyed doing, and I actually started researching the films, and I was hoping that people would mention it. What after Neil? Well, I do the regular episodes that I do right here, and in the After Dark, I'll deal with more adult oriented material. No, that does not always mean like adult as in adult films like Triple X or anything like that. It does deal with that sometimes, but it'll deal with films like with other films too, like more sometimes like sometimes more serious films, or maybe even like the Night Eyes series or Body Chemistry, or stuff like that. But and I still have I won like a contest on Vinegar Syndrome uh, during Valentine's Day, and I picked out a bunch of stuff specifically to do like the After Dark series. So I went through like I got mascara. I picked up the the first three Taboo films, stuff like that, so that I could actually look into stuff that actually had storylines and plots. I'm not going to be reviewing like adult sequences in a film. I'll be reviewing the film in a different light. So hopefully that gives you a good idea. It's not something that's normally done, but I do have like I want my channel to stand out and be a little bit different, so I can do a lot of different things. You're being excellent. And anytime that I do something like that, I will be putting the After Dark like moniker on that video, just to let you know ahead of time. Because if there's kids around, if you got family and stuff, and that's something. Although I'm not, guys know I never talk explicitly and stuff. Uh, that when I'm talking about that stuff, I just, some people don't want to be talking about stuff with their family there, so I understand it. Savannah, yes, she did. Yeah. Savannah was so young, man, and she was beautiful. Savannah was in an accident, and there was like surgery and stuff that had to be done and scars. Hey, James. So yes, she got very depressed about it, and she did end up taking her life, unfortunately. I if I can find like a good Savannah film that I can do and actually probably focus on like her life as well, we'll work on that. There's the one Erotic Nights. I got to get that one. Because they got the two of them though, right? There's two films. Thanks to these days don't make a lot of R-rated films because they lose more of their audience the way. Yeah, I know, and it seems a shame because let's be honest, there has to be films for everybody. It can't just be a Marvel movie every month. Um, it's so sad when to see like, and when Martin Scorsese went out and said, man, I can't, there's Marvel films aren't real films or something like that. He said there's Marvel films and there's actual real cinema. You got piled on for that. And I do not agree that Marvel films aren't real cinema, but I completely understand what he's saying. Uh, in that, yeah, there's cinema, but there's cinema of a certain type. Like a lot of like, I grew up in the '80s, right? So we had like the whole blockbuster era, and I don't mean blockbuster to store. I mean blockbusters and blockbuster films. And a lot of times we got a lot of these. We got the Back to the Futures, which is fantastic, and Indiana Joneses and Star Wars. But a lot of these other films, like a lot of the smaller films, the ones that you really that a lot what adults want to see. Like I'm great. I love watching the latest blockbuster, but I want to see like just some quality filmmaking. Everything doesn't have to be a connected universe. That's why movies like The Invisible Man, which I still have to see, and like I've heard great stuff about Michelle. She's not on here tonight, but she was definitely like a big proponent of that film. Um, the That's the type of film I want to see more of. Make films for people who are like older, like maybe not the most photogenic people that. Well, that's the thing. Like even when they remade like Friday 13th, and I do love the 2009 Friday 13th remake. Uh, Everybody is so attractive in those films, like overtly attractive. Um, and back in the day, uh, there was like a lot of you get stuff like Boys from Brazil, right? Smiley's People, just all those Michael Caine movies. Space Laurie Evans, Jodie Starr, Savannah, Jessica James. Jessica James, oh, that's right though. Last year was a great year for originality. Once Upon a Time, I loved. Joker was okay. Irishman's long, but I actually haven't got through it all yet. Uh, Once Upon a Time was my favorite of those three films they mentioned. Midsummer actually too. I thought that was a fun film. And people say, well, it's kind of like Wicker Man, and I get that. Like, get the comparisons there, obviously. Uh, but uh, but at least it didn't seem like more of the same old. You know what I mean? See, this is why, Jared, that I watch the BBC. Why I watch like British and Australian like shows so much. I have Acorn TV attached to my Amazon Prime because I really like that. Pure North Canadian, by the way. Reality. That's true, George. We all have different tastes in films, and that's why it's nice to get like a bigger smorgasbord of films out there. Like I love mashed potato. I'm a big mashed potato lover, but I want to have. But if I go to go to a buffet, I, I want to get more of the mashed potatoes. So is it Halifax really? I don't think I knew that. So thank you. That is cool though. I'm in Halifax. Well, not in Halifax. I'm in like 4 hours from Halifax. Oh, Dennis Potter. Lipstick on My Collar. Remember that one? Everybody says The Sing Detective, but Lipstick on My Collar is my favorite. Midsummer, I'm getting mixed reviews. See, Midsummer's getting pretty good reviews actually. I actually, this is going to be sacrilege. I like Midsummer better than the first film he did, Hereditary. But that's just my thought, man. A lot of buffets are closed now, man. I got to rewatch Black Eyes. That's been a long time. That's the thing. We got different opinions, whether it's like movies or food types or politics or books or songs. But the thing is, we all get here on our love of the film genre, and at the end of the day, that's what this is. And that's what this was meant to be. The call to cinema is exactly that. And I like the weird stuff of all. So this dude in the glass house is not throwing any stones. The director's cut of Midsummer is long, but it is the one to see. But it's long. CGI. I go back and forth. CGI for the right films are okay, but yeah, there is an over reliance on CGI. I love practical effects. I'm a Ray Harryhausen guy, so you always know that's kind of my thing. House of Jack built. It's not one I'm going to get like right away. It's it's a bit disturbing. I'll eventually buy it, but it isn't one of those where I'm like, I got to get this. Like, just basically to let you know the type of person I am, right? I'm sure there's a lot of like mainstream films that came out or coming out this week or last week, and I didn't buy them. But I did buy your weirdest movie recommendations. That's actually good in Warlock. I might do that. Actually, I will do that. I did buy the April package. That's my birthday gift from my mom to me, because I like weird stuff, and giallos that are definitely weirder giallos. Rank these porn legends. Which ones? If I know them, I'll be able to rank them. Have I seen Tori Wells? I think. I'm looking her up now, which I'm not going to put on here. But yes, I think I have. She really sounds familiar. Oh, I definitely have. She's like older now, right? Like she's around like a little bit older than me. She's in her 50s, I think. Oh yeah, she worked for Evil Angel. I'm pretty sure she's an ice cream man too. Like, as in like the other, like her. Yeah, I definitely seen Tori Wells in films, like in real film, in regular films too. Okay, so did you put up? She used to act with Randy Spears. Randy West. Randy Spears, right? What's his name? Skippy Rosemont. Is he really religious now? I did not know that. Simba Dave, have a great night there. Thank you for coming, man. It's been awesome having you in. One of these days, Cinema will do like a crossover type thing on here, and I will get you on my when I do the podcast thing. Keep your mind open for that. For you guys that don't want to get in for that type of stuff. Ashton Gear, love it. Check it. There's actually a guy named that. There's a guy named that, I think. But you know what time it is, guys? Did I miss a comment? It says read your comment above, and it said read 2 comments above. CGI in a period film can be sort of missed. Yeah, that's it. That's it. When you do CGI right, it's good. But with my throat going and having to work tomorrow, I got to say this then. I am Aaron. This is my movie library. You guys are the Call to Cinema You guys rock. And Ryan's right. It's Randy Spears. It's time for tea. Have a great evening. Think about Vinegar Syndrome. Hot chocolate. Yeah, you're right, hot chocolate, because I've had enough tea for tonight. Warlock, you set me straight. I promise soon we'll do the documentary video, and because you guys asked for it, we will soon do an After Dark video, and we'll see what goes. So if you guys like that and you want that, hey Steve, you're coming in at the end, but welcome to the Call of Cinema. I'll see you hopefully here on next time, and MGM like announcement for Vinegar Syndrome. It's going to be exciting. I'll talk to you later, guys, and check out the April bundle. I just pre-ordered it, and I'm super stoked about it.